King Almighty rule everything. Praise him now.
It's like them no care, but them a go get a beating from chat atmosphere.
Welcome back to the Fix It Boy and Ari here with Ari and Rob, the voice of the ghetto youths in the building. But before we get to that, we have to say big ups to our sponsors, INT. We give thanks again for them loaning us this space. All right, so if you want the best in content creation, content marketing, the works, you hit them up on Instagram at IENT_live. Shout out to them again for this space. The good people at INT, they have treated us with nothing but respect. You see me? And a lot
gracious
of
host.
Yes, you know what I mean? So big ups to them. Oh, so we're big up. Way Up Designs for the merch. You know what I mean? Got us merched out here. You know what I mean? You see me? Yeah. So if you want the new era of clothing, you go follow them on Instagram at Way Up Design. All right, for the very best in Trini merch. They got you covered, literally. And also, we're bigging up
The Forum Group. Thanks to them for this trip. Big up the Forum Group.
There we go. As I said, people, as you mentioned this trip, Ari, there's no way we could have made this trip to Trinidad and we didn't talk to one of the first Trinidad artists we basically listened to. And I mean, I would say, yo, in bad. Jahllano and the building people. Give thanks.
Yeah, man. Easily, no, man.
No, we actually thought that he was Jamaican.
Yes.
And, you know, like he's insisting that he's Trinidadian, but, you know, gotta ask you for the record, where in Jamaica are you from?
I'm from Trinidad.
But that was done with intent, right?
Yes. No, well, I believe that the music that we are doing it stems from dancehall music, right? It's Trinidad music, but it stems from dancehall. And I believe for it to sound authentic, you had to do it you had to play the game like the players. So, you know, I just find the more it song Jamaican, the better it song.
But
because it's dancehall.
Is it that it sounds better, or you think that you would appeal to the audience that is receptive of dancehall music, where, you know, there's like, you're saying that Trinidad or doing it in a Trinidad accent wouldn't sound well, but is it that you want people to think that you're from Jamaica, that they would accept you more as a dancehall artist?
It's not like that. I just believe that because it's dancehall music and dancehall music is Jamaican music, it should be done like Jamaican music. You know, sure. The more it sung like Jamaican music, the more it sung like what it's supposed to be. So the better for it. You know?
Have you ever
not
tried doing
bad.
a song in your Trinidadian accent?
Yeah, but a soca.
So you have soca. You did soca?
Yes, I did soca. I have collaborated with Marshall Montano, and I have a single named Miss Carnival. You know, that was done last year.
Okay.
Yeah, last year.
So what about prior to the Trinidad bus?
No. Yeah, because I mean, your origin is that you were on Soca Monarch.
No, not Soca Monarch. We had performed for Soca Monarch.
Okay.
The Trinidad segment was in what year that was? That was 2020.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before the pandemic.
6 of us performed. Yeah.
Okay.
Before the pandemic, it was me, Prince Wani, Plumpy Boss, Meds Boss, K-Lie and Deceased, and Rebel Sixx Deceased.
Wow.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, as we said, we couldn't have made this trip and not speak to you. One of the first songs that we heard on Conic with we was War Them Want. I don't know why, for some reason. Well, yeah, something about that song though, it sounded, you know, it just connected. Like, where were you in your career when you made that song? Like?
I would say I was in the roughest part of my career. That was because I started off doing reggae music because my dream was to become a reggae star. I love reggae music more than anything. You know, my favorite artist is Sizzla you know, and it's like right before that, when I was writing the song, I was going through my hardest time in life. I just lose my place. I just lose my family, you know, and things was rough. And I was just wondering what to do. I was just ready to do whatever it takes, you know, and before that time there, I would have never even think about doing music like What Them Want. You know, I would have never want to do that. So I wouldn't say that I hate it, but it's not something that I wanted to do. It's just something that I did because of the position I was in life. So, you know, like how from from the bad there's come good sometimes. Now, sometimes you don't know it's because of this piece of shit what happening here is why you going and end up where you going and end up, you know? And that's the way I just look at it. Like, if I didn't go through that piece of hardship, I'd have never tried to do dancehall music. You know what I mean? So
you feel like dancehall was the sound. It feel like it was the sound of your frustration.
Yes.
Like you couldn't probably do a reggae song to really vent your frustration.
Yes, I'll put it that way. Because in doing reggae is something that's calm me, right? I doesn't really able to show the rotted side of me by doing that. So I just give it a try, you know. And then Biggie, my manager, he was always like, I know Biggie from small, and he used to always be like, boy, that reggae thing ain't working for you, and saying that try and sing a dancehall now, boy, sing a bad tune, I will support you, you know, I will help you, you know. And he been telling me that stuff, and I was just like, nah, boy, that ain't me, boy, that ain't me, you know. And I just couldn't take it no more. And a day I went by him, and I say, boy, I write a song and I sing it for him, and I start off, if I were them one, and from him, he say, put on a rhythm and sing it on a rhythm for me. And I believe when I was writing it, the song, what was the hit song in Trinidad was TJ Up Top. So he say, one like say them, it can boss. We don't laugh with people.
You know?
So the rhythm for that now, well, I never had the rhythm, but I used to listen to the song so much that when I was writing the song for them once, I kind of write it to the pattern of the rhythm, right? To the melody of the rhythm. So when I sang it for him now, he say, try and sing it on this rhythm, and he play My Journey rhythm. And when I sing it on that, he say, nah, boy, we go in and record that, boy. We go in and record that. And yeah, within days, we record this song because we did make a little video, like a little snippet of it, and post it. And by the next day, everybody had that on the phone. Everybody, I'm telling you, everybody. I pick up my phone and everybody on my status have up that clip day.
Yeah.
They from the hear it first time, they lose their head. It's like, what? That is that from here?
But then it from what you're saying, I'm gathering, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that you were just doing it out of frustration, but there wasn't really any serious expectations of the song taking off for you.
Nah, not really. Not really. I didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Biggie did know, because he was sure, you know. He was sure from even before he heard that song, he's sure if I try to do that, what's going to happen.
Why was he so sure? Like what was it that he knew that you?
I don't know.
Like you didn't even know.
He said, boy, I just listen to you, boy, you know, and he know that with how I does sound when I singing, he know if I do dancehall, it go sound good. You know, he just always be like, you know, if you do it, Lano, with the tone of voice you have, everything, and the way you know how to sing, you always be he's a singer, he's a sing J. You know, you'll be able to sing and chant in a song, and people will appreciate you, you know, because you're going to be showing your versatility. And, you know, just these simple things are put into consideration, you know, just because he telling me it now, you know.
Yeah.
And that is somebody I close to, that is somebody know me from small, you know. He ain't telling me that just so. And he's a guy of principle too. Like his biggest thing is principle. He do go besides that for nothing. And a person like that, I will take instruction from, you know. I will give it a try, and I give it a try, and I see where he, up to this day, he living by his word, you know. Yeah. He's still there making sure it happen for me, you know. So, yeah. I'm
wondering if some of the conceptualization of the song had to do with, you know, what was reflecting society at the time, like. Yeah. And even like the youths, the more you heard them doing and listening to.
Right, so that is how it is. I grew up in the ghetto. And in the ghetto, you know, the music what is on the ghetto is mostly about violence and thing and sex and whatnot. But even the people who does listen, everybody listens to the music, but everybody does live a different life. You know, it have who do the right thing, it have who go do the wrong, right? But all of we come from the same place. All of we listen the same music. You know what I mean? And our music, Trinibad, have a high influence of the Jamaican dancehall artists who was bossing that time, and like the Raging King and the TJ, the Massacre, the like them guys, they was who was hitting here, and we wasn't hearing nothing more than Raging King and them, right? And when Trinidad let go off, them was still doing music and we was still listening to it, you know. And Jahllano did release a song, she say our man a waste man. And I don't know, like after that, everybody wanted to sing about badness. Everybody, because that song is she a real bad man.
That's
You know?
what she
Yeah, like so when the youths and them now who now starting to do the dancehall and getting through with it, when them see we sing we badness and it work for we, them believe that is what them supposed to do. So majority of the music that was released was badness. Because that is what was getting through. That is what, when we put on the radio here, we don't hear nothing more than badness. You know, they will censor, they will bleep out everything, but it's the same song. You know, and I heard somebody say already, you know, when we was in school, we learned to fill in the blank. So even though it's not there, we know where it is, you know. And our, like, I don't know what is wrong with the radio station and them too now, like, I don't know, but that is our next topic anyway.
Come on, have you? Did you grow to like doing that type of music more?
No, I still don't feel good about doing it.
Really?
Because that is not really me. You know, I just do it just because I as consider it like I have to.
You feel like you sell out yourself in some ways?
Sometimes, but I believe everything come out of me is a part of me. Because even though others do it, I still try to be as real as I could within myself, you know. Because I had a life to live too. I mean, I grew up in Laventille, and Laventille is like Kingston, you know. So,
Wait, which part of Kingston?
the bad part.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, I always had that side of me there, but it's not something that I used to really want to embrace. You know, I grew up humble. My mother is a Rasta woman, you know, so I grew up beating drum and chanting and all these things, praying a lot, you know. So that just, I always like that, you know. I always like to be like a Rasta man, you know. I believe I is a Rasta man.
So I'm curious now, how have you been able to reconcile that with the reggae in you, the reggae?
Well, I keep
Silent.
doing conscious music, you know, even if it's dancehall, I will still do conscious music. And I believe that is something that there's be the task for me, because I just had to do it dancehall. I never did that before, you know. And I just continue because I want the day to reach that I could start back to do reggae music and really get that going for me, you know, because that is my dream. You know what I mean? But Trinidad is where it is right now.
I'm wondering if you seeing how it has, you know, kind of sprawled off into, you know, further badness and, you know, even artists dying, if that weighs on you as well, doing them type of song.
Yeah. Every time an artist die, it is trouble, man, because it does affect me, you know. I just feel pain off of that. Like, I just feel like I lost something, a part of me.
Wow.
Because all of us, you know, plenty of the artists them who out now take influence from us, you know. Plenty of them would have say, well, they rate me, you know. And I would have talked to them and all these things, because I talked to all of them. Like, I was a mentor, a counselor. Plenty of them used to call me. Just to vent, to find out if there's the right choice, the making thing, you know. And I always used to give them good words. So they always keep doing that they keep me as that. And I stay just like that with them. And that is why now in this time in here, me don't have no beef with no artists. I talk to every one of them, you know. I mightn't deal with all of them as close, but I don't have no problems with any of them.
Who were you
know?
offering counseling to and guidance, mentorship to?
Well, K-Lion really and truly was the one artist that used to listen to everything I tell him to do from the jump, because he had high ratings for me. When we met, he had one song, and that is the Belmont song, When Man Rise Up the Tall Thing. And when I reached in the party where we were supposed to perform, he was speaking to someone. I didn't know who he was. And I walked down the steps, and when he saw me, because by that time I already had 2 songs out, and everybody was talking about Jahllano. So he now, when he saw me, he was like, he tell him, man, just like he was in mid-conversation, and I see this youth man just tell him, man, just now. And walk straight to me, and he said, Jahllano, and bow to me. And say, but you is the baddest fucking thing I ever seen, you know? And no, I don't know him, so I like, who the fuck is this? But you know, after that, he was like, well, my name is K-Lion, I'm an artist too, and I come to perform here tonight. I say, for real? And he said, yeah, you performing, right? I say, yeah, I come to sing and busting. He said, now you see me. But I still end up performing and leave, so I didn't get to see his performance. But them time and I live in by Biggie. And the next morning, now, Biggie artist is Jahllano, and he don't really rate nobody over the artist. He don't even rate you. He might like his music, he will play it and thing, but he wouldn't talk about you and them kind of thing. But this man wake me out my sleep the next morning because he was in the party. I leave to go on next one, and he was still there, and he get to see him, and he was like, yo, then as you leave, a youth man take the stage, and I only seeing you in this boy, you know. And this is why he did rate him, because he was seeing so much of myself in him, right? He's a guy there's do plenty of the things that others do with music, you know. He have a high IQ. He's very intelligent, you know, and he understand music a little better than plenty of us, you know. So when I realized how much my boss rated this man, I know you don't rate nobody, so I had to go and meet this boy. And I went straight to Belmont and asked around, and somebody jumped in my car and carried me straight by him. And you should have seen this boy face when he walk out the house and see me in front his doorstep. He draw back like you know, he could not believe it. But from then and there, we was tight. Like every single day I used to see him. And he live in Belmont, I live in Marval. You know, and every single day I had to see that boy. We never used to really go and work together. Like if he had to go studio, he would tell me I'll go in studio. And I would just meet up with him after, because when we together, it never really used to be to work now. It mostly used to just be to fucking live, you know. It's the company we did like now. You know what I mean?
If he didn't die, do you like, what were the expectations that you had of him? Like, you know,
well,
most
he
people
had
that
big
was
plans. You
to
know.
say that
he had big
could have
plans.
been-
Like what he used to tell me is, like our last conversations while he was in Miami, he was telling me he don't want to come back. He say he want to bring everybody else up here, you know. So he did plan. He said, Lano, I go in and had the biggest parties and them out here, and it's all you're going and be fucking starting in it. That was his thing. He wanted to do that. That was where his mental was, you know. And I said, be like, all our way. He said, yeah, I go in and make sure everybody reach up. You know, that was just what he was saying, you know. He might have tried, he might not get through to everybody, but he definitely was going to try that.
You know why he went away?
Not really. He didn't even tell me when he was leaving.
Okay. So when you heard of the news that, you know, he died, like, where were you? Can you share how you
Yeah, you took
reacted to that? that news?
That was I didn't cry. I didn't know how to feel. I was shocked if anything. Because he wasn't wrong now, and it's not like if he get killed, so it didn't have a body to see on the ground or nothing like that. So it kind of had me in a place of like, for real, you know. I didn't really accept it until, how much days? About 73 days later when you reach here.
73.
About that, yeah.
Oh, because it took some time to ship the body.
When he got here, when I saw him in the casket, that is when I feel everything, you know. But for weeks, I didn't know how to feel. I was
Despondent, you know. Yeah.
You almost felt like you didn't believe it.
I was just studying it like, nah. It had me in a mess for a while.
Wow.
And then Rebel was around still. And funny thing, me and Rebel was never friends, you know. Nah, we wasn't friends.
Like why?
Well, that is something I wouldn't wonder. It's a personal something that take place between us. You know?
Okay.
And because of it, we had a bit of, I don't know, like he didn't want no friend with me at all. And it's because of K-Lion, you know, like he get fed up with it because both of us is his friends, you know.
Who K-Lion was fed up with
K-Lion,
that
he get fed up
or-
of me and Rebel not talking. So he was shooting a video for my team. And he called the both away. But I didn't know Rebel was there. Because when he lie me with Rebel, I just stay away, you know. And I reach and I see him sit down there. I said, well, where the fuck this boy? This boy do this for spite. I reach now, I think, heal him up normal. I give him a bounce. He move normal. But I go on over so. You think? And he said, come now, boy, I sit down right here. And come on and sit down and we shoot the shot. So we had to go by our next venue now. And while everybody walking off, he snatched me here and he snatched Rebel. And he said, come, he said, and he weed in the hand. And he said, boy, here what going on, eh? I like you, and I like my spliff. Right? I don't like nothing else. Just so he said. I fed up all they're doing, man. That's all they fucking me up. You all they're doing. So I had to just keep saying you cool and wham, what the fuck, boy? And he kind of coast on me now. And he said, all I had to done that today. And we just done it there, right there, then and there.
Wow.
You know?
And then how much after did he die?
And then just a while after that, he come and pass. Just a while after.
Wow.
He fly out.
Wow.
And then he come and pass.
A little bit before I was able to mend things.
When that happened, well, Rebel was in a mess. You know, because Rebel used to idolize K-Lion. Like, if you see a clipping with them performing anyway, you will see while K-Lion is performing, you will see Rebel gazing at him. He don't watch nothing else. He just be in awe of this guy. And it's the same admiration K-Lion had for him because K-Lion never used to listen nothing more than Rebel music. You know, he did love Sixx more than Rebel. He wanted that Sixx play bad, you know, but I used to tell him, even though you rate the Sixx, you know, you had to build your brand, use Melanjo. You had to kill them with Melanjo, you know, and yeah, he do everything I tell him to do. And when he come and he pass, Rebel and me get closer because the day after it happened, we went in a meet him in Belmont and we sit down talking and he was like, dog, he go now, and before he go, he's a man, make sure and tell me something. So we had to hold it up now, you know. And from that day, me and that boy talk every single day on the phone. You know, and if I used to go by him, I went by him once to do a song. He recorded a song for me because he did that rhythm. We sent for me and I did like it. So I went and check him and we deal with it. But that's the only time I went up by him. Other than that, we would message each other every day. Just because, you know, we grieving. So we was trying to kind of holding up each other. And when I heard the news about him, I cried like a baby. You know? Because he, even though we wasn't as close as me and K-Lion, I did value him more because K-Lion was gone. So it was like my only little piece of fucking, you know?
Yeah.
So But
So the violence in Trinidad, I mean, you know, it's not just in music anymore. I mean, that's what we're coming to learn and find out, like,
Yeah.
how you feel about it. And, like, have you ever
Sure.
tried to, I mean, impart any sort of neutrality as much as you can?
the most I just do is I got talk to you if I see you. You know, if I end up in a conversation with you, I will give you the best pointers. You know, I will try to steer you right. And that is the most I could do, because really and truly everybody kinda, you know, artists have egos, big egos. So you just can't really tell a man anything too. You know, and I just like the position that I in with everybody, so I doesn't try to damage it neither. You know, because sometimes criticism alone does fuck somebody up, you know.
Yeah, them
And
don't
make them
really
feel
take
like
it.
you're against them. You know?
Yeah, well, yeah.
When you're just trying to see them do better, you know,
Yeah.
that is what it is. But
From your vantage point, how did that affect the movement of Trinidad?
drastically, I would say that like it cut off a limb, you know. So we was never the same again. We was handicapped after that.
You mean the entire movement?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, because these guys was leading the thing at the point in time. They just reached the pinnacle. They just Rebel did now reach on top of everybody. Like, you go them days when you go in a dance and you're playing we segment, you're playing Rebel Sixx for like half of the time, because he was working harder than everybody else. Yeah, he's work like how Chronic Lord is work. Yeah, and he always working like he will be here. And during this interview, you will be asking you a question, and he might hear something, and you might lose him for a little bit. You know, and it's because he working there. You know, he trying to make that register here for when this interview done. Yeah, he was our hardest worker. Yeah, he had more music than all of us at that time, you know. So, yeah, more artillery in the dance. So when you playing Rebel Sixx, you playing Rebel Sixx rapid in the dance, you know. And when that stopped, it's like nobody else wasn't really doing that. Nobody didn't have that consistency. You know, everybody else was just releasing, you know, a one song a month, you know, or probably 2 months, that kind of thing. So the thing died down. You know, them was part of the engine. You know, K-Lion was a favorite by the people, you know. He put himself in that position. Performance was ecstatic, you know. He had a presence. Everything he do, he used to try to do it perfect. Like, I used to be like, dog, you know, the waiters you're trying to hear, one line he will record over and over and over until he hears something where he trying to hear in his head, right? And I find that real frustrating, because I like music when it's in its raw essence. Now, like, the rawest it could be, just be the better for me. Like, it is. Like, for me, I will sing out my song, whole thing, and even if I make a mistake, I'll try to make it not sound like a mistake, and just continue and leave it just like that. And I alone know it's a mistake I make there. You dig? But it's still music to you. You think I say the right thing, but that is not what go on there. And something about that, I like the imperfections in music. You know, I like it. I just like that. And he not so at all. He did Jahllano when I put it out there, I can't get it back. You know? I can't take it back from the people. You know? They don't hear it already, so I'm making sure that it.
What he want to say, must
He-
say.
Yeah. You dig?
Do you think that the passing, especially with Rebel Sixx, lended to the negative perception of Trinidad that the badness and the music goes hand in hand?
Yes, it did. It did. I mean, Rebel Sixx was murdered, you know, in his house. He was executed in his house, you know. And, I mean, for somebody to come in your house and kill you, that is, that is very personal, you know. And he was an artist, you know. So it's like, if I watching him from the outside, the only thing I could say is because of where he was singing. If I don't know him and all I know is his music, then that is why I go into watch at it as. You know, because he does sing about a lot of violence. Well, used to, you know, but not because he had to, you know, not because it was just he know that dies were going to work. He know dies were going to work. Is a difference when you know something, you know, like is it different from believing in something, you know. When you believe and you don't know, you know. You understand? You have to believe, you have to trust that is what going to happen. But when you know something, nothing beats that. You know, and I is a kind of person, you know, I have a hard time with belief myself. You know, I just want to believe in things. But sometimes when you have something that you know working for you, it is be better to do it. It's be easier to do that. And that is all we was doing. You know, we was just using what working for us, which was Trinidad music, as raw and violent as it was working for us. I used to see people who's go to church and things singing me music just because, you know, they like it, they find it so good. You know, that don't mean I'm going to kill nobody. You know what I mean? Like Rebel would not want to go and kill nobody. Rebel wasn't no killer. Rebel just used to sing about plenty badness. You know, where he from and thing, and probably the friends he had or who he probably idolize or want to emulate in life, you know, just had them kind of images. So that is what he doing, you know, and that is what all of us was doing. All of us.
You probably get tired of getting asked this question, but
yeah.
Do you think that the Trinidad music contributes to the violence in the society?
Nah, not the music. We have fucked up leaders. Yeah, like we leaders don't give a fuck. Yeah, them don't care about us, the minorities and the poor people and the ghetto people
The
and the people
have-nots.
with the have-nots, the people who not contributing to them. Yeah, they don't know. And even who contributing to them, they don't care about, because all of we here just face it, you know, and we have been facing it. I have never seen change, so it cannot be my music doing that, because my music wasn't always here. Yeah, them was always the leaders though, and there's no change. And I just say is really, but it is be the people too, you know, like it's not just the leaders, you know, because at the end of the day, where they come from is right here. They come from, you know, is the when the same schools we went, they play in the same parks we play in, they do all the same things we do. They come from right here. Is we vote and elect them, so is we they come from. So is like really and truly is the people, I believe, that have a problem. Everybody, you know, everybody need to shake up themselves and understand what's going on. Right, we all have a part to play. If all you want to see change within the leaders, then all yourself have to change. Where if it is them is the problem, so then where the good ones who supposed to come and step in and put them out of power, where them is, like we not seeing them. So you don't have them. If you don't have them, so it's only bad people we have then. Make sense out of that, you know.
I want to know, how are you able to maintain neutrality? Because, you know, coming here, learning about the music, it's so fragmented, it's so divided.
I don't try to be the best.
You don't try to be the best. You feel like that plays a role in some of the fragmentation. People are trying to be the best. People are trying to
when
be the
you're trying
boss.
to be the best, it has come with a lot of backlash. It has so much of things that does come with that. Like trying to be the best. When you reach on top, like what now? You have way more responsibility than climbing. You know, now you have to climb and don't fall. You dig? When you're climbing, you could fall and climb again, because you're not up there. Nobody even see when you're falling. Because you climbing, them watching up there. So when you reach there now, it is, you know, it has come with so much. And I don't want that kind of, I don't try to be the best. I just try to do my thing the way I just do it. I just do it for my image to be the way it is today. You know, I doesn't want to be looked at like everybody else. You know, I just want my own little space here. I like my little space. You dig? I like where I am at. I like the way people just look at me, and I will maintain that. You dig?
Where you feel like Trinidad is right now in the space and in the
Right now,
consciousness of the people.
The best way I could say this is we trying, and we need help, is what I gotta say. Like, not the ones who we see and successful in this thing, but like those who had the talent, like real talented and not being heard and not being seen and thing. Damn, it's because like everybody who bust today and big is because somebody do something, you know. You don't get through by yourself, you know. And I believe that the more of us start to get assistance with everything musically, you know, music wise, and like putting out music, getting proper work done, quality music done, you know, all these things, because majority of the songs them where you're hearing it is a man just go in a studio and record that. It didn't really have no set of work put into it for it to become something, you know, extra.
I think
you know?
you're probably also referring to like even the marketing on the side,
Yeah,
like the
even
PR.
marketing is the main thing. That is the main thing. We do have marketing proper in our field of music. There's Trinidad. They don't have nobody that really channeling our music the way it's supposed to channel, you know. And that is what we're missing right now. We need to create back an engine to get this thing rolling again. Like when it did now start. We didn't need to promote it as much as now, because we was getting through. It was fresh, it was new.
Yeah.
So people was taking to it. But that could only be new for now, you know. That started to fade away, and then it started to depend on the people who doing it now. Now is who done make the name, people watching that to see you do your thing. So when man start to die, and this one and this bacchanal and that one and that, it is, you know, it is damaged bad. It is damaged because it's not plenty of us, you know. You know, it's not like Jamaica, we have a lot of artists where, you know, even if one in a problem, it has so much others giving you music every day. Every day you will get music from Jamaica. I really admire that, you know.
I think that's not to cut it, but I think that was something that helped to propel it to like, it seemed very united. And even when we hear the Trinidad mix, them is like, yo, them bag of artists up on one mix. It just gave off a good feeling, like, yo, this look like a close, well together group.
It looked like we were all together as one.
At what point did you guys think that you would have legitimately overtaken Jamaican dancehall?
Or at least being seen.
At the point in time, from what I was seeing, yes, we were on top of Jamaican music from what I was seeing here. Because when working, well, them days, when we didn't know bus, every weekend I outside because I had work to do. You know, I used to have like 10 shows on a Friday alone. Yeah, I had 10 shows.
In Trinidad here?
Yeah. And when you go in the party, like, you're waiting to perform and music playing and thing. And, you know, before the call out, you to sing, they go play Trinidad music. From the time the first one played, the party used to change. There's a different energy in the party now. All who wasn't doing nothing all the time, they in a frenzy now. Because that is what they want to hear. That what they waiting on to hear, Trinidad. You know, it was brand new. And we have a thing here too in Trinidad. We like the latest now. We love the latest. We like to be seen in the latest clothes, shoes. We like the latest song. We want the latest everything. We want to see the latest movie. We want to know the latest news. You dig? And that kind of is like, I don't know, is just cultural with us. You know, that's just how we are as Trinidadians, Trinbagonians, I would say. You know? At
one point, I can't speak for all of Jamaica. I can't speak for us here. We were worried.
Yeah.
We did worried. So, yeah, man, them Trinidad youth
I can imagine.
Kick off
I can imagine. No, yeah, why too, Yeah, why too? We love your music. There's your music influence.
I could tell.
Yeah, we
to
love
your
your
accent
music.
too. Like I didn't even know that there were Trinidad people doing dancehall.
That's one thing. Like with us, from here, do it. you have to do it to a certain standard and
Yes.
have to sound good. As that's what we're hearing. Like, yo, them you to have some.
For real. For real. Yeah, we did it and it worked for us. And even people who were here, because I grew up hearing the elders them saying that dancehall will never make it in Trinidad, you know, and we changed our narrative right or wrong, you know. We, like the elders and them, just talk to me and let me know what all you do is unbelievable. You know, they've been trying to do that. You know, there are artists from before who have been trying to open that door for us. But all they really do is get a hit song in Trinidad. And that was it. You know, no, they never reach nowhere. Like how we gone global now and people all over the world know us. It wasn't like that. You know, and I believe if we need to try and put something in our gear to propel this thing again, because it will die down. You know, there's a lot of talent showing their face these days, and talent is talent. You can't beat talent. You dig? So if we don't do the right thing, them talented artists and them who doing the thing going to put us in the past and make us just history. You know what I mean?
Trinibad.
Yeah.
Wow.
Your idol, Sizzla.
Yeah.
You get to meet him, you get to do a song with him. How that did feel?
No, that to this day, I just cherish that as my greatest achievement. Is the thing I just cherish the most.
How you guys got connected first of all?
Well, that is the thing. I wasn't even supposed to see Sizzla, you know. I just went to Jamaica to do some music. I was supposed to do a song with Gage, one with Jashi, and one with, who else was it? Somebody else I was supposed to do a song with. And I end up I was staying in Kingston in Manor Park. And where I was, they had a studio in the venue. And a day I was sleeping upstairs and my phone ring and they tell me, they say, Jahllano, Sizzla downstairs. Watch that. Yo, I telling you. I is the fast. You that's our date. I fly off my bed and bathe and dress.
How much time it take you?
About 5 minutes. Watch me, it's the quickest I reach downstairs because I don't want to miss him. But I want to be presentable to meet the eye. I mean, this is somebody that I look up to. So I don't want to move shaky. And then it's Jamaica, you know.
Yeah.
Watch me there. I come downstairs and I see the man there. I say, but wait. I look up, he's a man. You know, I expecting a giant. And I say, well, this man just like me, you know, but he had this aura around him. I like, look fucking Sizzla, but, you know, and right away, I stepped him, I greet him, he greet me normal, you know. Well, you know, Sizzla, he militant, and he different too, you know. He don't too much up. But he did with 3 other guys because they came with an artist for the artist to record, right? Apparently the artist is one of Sizzla artists. So he bring him in the studio to record. And while he recording, they stand up outside. And I say, brother, you is my inspiration. And I grew up listening to your music. I born in the 90s, so I grew up here in Sizzla. When Sizzla was on top of things, you know, and plenty of what I doing today is because of you, and I just want to thank you for that. And he say, yeah, man, bless up, man. And then I had a camera guy there with me too, Antonio Archie, and I say, Archie, can get a little 2 pictures? I said, the boss, you get 2 pictures? He say, yeah, soon forward, man, soon forward. And he gone back in the phone, and he think anything. Yeah. So I normal, I go and I pull a chair, I sit down, I build my little joint thing, I smoke him a joint, I run and through my phone, and then I see Hill, man, he say, come with the cameraman, call the cameraman, and he call all he friend them, and all of we line up and taking pictures, man, and thing. And so after we take the pictures, I went inside, and the team who I was there with, they was like, we feel boy, we see if we could get on a track with him as we here. So I say, well, what kind of fucking question? You ought to ask me that. You didn't try to do that already. I saying all you done trying to do that. Come on, you know. And So they went and made it happen. They talked to him, and when they talked to him, he asked for a rhythm. So when he asked for the rhythm, now the rest of them started watch, like, you know, like they started move like they didn't understand what was going on, you know. I put on a rhythm. I actually had to call Kelly Beats. I called Kelly, I said, Kelly, you need to send me a rhythm now for Sizzla and myself. And I hung up my phone. I didn't want no talk. I just do that and I hung up my phone.
You don't need to send nothing there. So you need to say
Kelly didn't take
yeah.
a minute to send that rhythm.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he didn't take a minute. And as he sent that rhythm, I put it on. Kalonji hear it, and I see Rasta walk outside and start to build a weed. So he outside, the music playing inside, he outside. So I leave it, let it playing on WhatsApp, so it play out and it done. And the Rasta man we they with walk inside and say, yo, run back the rhythm now. So I say, right, I put the rhythm on repeat now and just leave it to play. And within about 20 minutes, Dada walk inside and just, well, yo, bing bang, raise the thing. We know in a them slavery thing. And I say, this really fucking happening, though. Because like, I have never seen Sizzla in front of me before like that. You know, I saw him on stage once. And I was very far from him, but to see him right in front of me with no mic, singing loud,
And a bit of sound.
it was a different experience. You know, like that beat on the stage by a milestone. Like he was right there, you know. So you're getting the raw, you're getting to hear how good this guy really is at what he does, you know. And I get to witness it firsthand, and it was something that I will cherish till I die, you know. Dada is excellent at what he does.
Yeah.
He's excellent. He is professional and excellent at what he does. I hold him as the highest. I hold him as the highest. I really respect the work he put in to make me admire him so much. And I believe that he is an inspiration to many of the talent that we just see today.
True. You said
Yes.
Chronicler, you have like 60 odd albums. Okay? Like,
That
he's the
is
one
it.
that did it before all of them.
Right. Yeah. Kalonji.
Gosh,
Kalonji.
Jahllano, I know you have to go, but thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you all for having me. You know,
Yes.
this what you're doing here is well appreciated by me. You know, I really appreciate this, and I hope that this really makes a difference. You know, because
thanks, man.
people should know things. You know, and
Yeah, like
this is be a
Trinidad,
nice little
yeah.
insight for the people who just know the music. You know,
Yeah.
so now they could not just know the music, they could know the person, and they could get to like the person a little more now.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of way. So yeah,
Which usually is the
thank
case.
What we do.
That's
Jahllano, give
it.
thanks. Where do people can find up on the social media?
Yeah, well, all you gotta do is check Jahllano on any platform, and you will see all my stuff. You know, YouTube, Spotify, all the platforms. Just type Jahllano, and everything will be right there. You know what I mean? And Instagram, Jahllano again. Facebook, Lano Grant. You know, you could DM, you could message, you could reach out, man. Others reach out to people still. You know, so yeah.
Give thanks
That
yet
is
again,
it.
man. Hope say this no cause no back and now with the leaders of the country.
Nah, man. They know what they do. They know what they do.
Boy. All right, people. Jahllano the fix. And
Yeah, man.